next set of exercise is
Yes,
create
yes,
a
yes.
PowerPoint file titled PowerPoint exercise 2. So PowerPoint exercise 2. And then next question is create a title page as shown in figure 1. So you guys can see it just says PowerPoint exercise 2 part 2 name, so we can move on from that. Then change the background of your PowerPoint slide as shown in figure 2 or a similar color. So here's what figure 2 looks like. Okay, so we're going to change our background to something blue and maybe something that has lines and over here. I think this goes to what Dr. Zemena was asking earlier. So how do we do that? So in PowerPoint, there should be a section that says design. Okay, and as I remember, as I said, depending on whether you have a Mac versus a PC, the version of the PowerPoint software you have where you find things will be different, but their titles is usually the same thing, okay? So find a place where it says design. So when I click on design, you can see all the design options that I have. And actually, if I press on this arrow, it gives me additional ones, and you can actually browse for other themes as well. So the closest to what I was asked to me looks like this one. So I'll select that. Okay. And with the newer software, it gives you even more suggestions on the right side that comes under design ideas. So I'm going to close that. But okay, so I've successfully done that. Okay, the next is request is now change the slide size to 4:3 instead of a 16:9 as shown in figure 3. So I think most people are now moving towards using a 16:9 size for their layout as opposed to a 4:3. In the old days, I think some projectors would automatically change your PowerPoint slide into a 4:3 format. But I think more and more of them are now, they accommodate a 16:9. So I've moved away from using 4:3s, but in case you need to know how to do that, the way you do that is under design, there's a button that says slide size. So the two options are widescreen and 4:3. So if I want 4:3, it will give me a warning saying that if you do this, you're going to change everything, and it changes the scale of how things are. So see how 2 is now on the second line instead of on the top line. So be careful if you have animations and you've created your slides in 16:9, changing them into a 4:3 will affect your formatting and how things appear. So decide one and stick with it, is the message that I would have. Okay, next, insert a picture of a line as shown in figure 4. So we've done that before. So I'm going to go back to the white background. I'm going to go to home. I'm going to create a new slide and set a blank slide, and I'm going to insert the picture of the line from the desktop. There we go. I'm going to make it fit the whole screen. All right, so next is put black border around. Oh, actually, I'm sorry. Let's go back. I'm supposed to have a title page that says image manipulation. So let me do that. I'm going to change the layout of my slide so I can have a title. So I'm going to choose the title only. Okay. And what was the title? Image manipulation. Okay. Image manipulation. manipulation. I want that to be centered, so I'm going to click center. And then I want my tiger to be a little shorter. Okay, the next instruction is to put a black border around the picture of the line as shown in figure 5. So let's look at figure 5. Figure 5 shows that there is a black border surrounding the line. Okay, so let's do that. So I'm going to select, I'm going to click on my picture. And once you click it, there should be an option where it says picture format. Once you click on picture format, there should be a button that says picture border. And when I click on that, it allows me to pick the color as well as how big for the line to be. So I'm going to pick 6 point, which is the thickest line, and then the black color. So that's how you create a border around your picture. Next is now change the shape of, insert a red circle around the line's head as shown in figure 7. Okay, so let's say where's figure 7? No, I'm sorry. I skipped number 7. So number 7, make the line image transparent as shown in figure 6. So this is what we're hoping to do. So we want the line to be transparent and the image to still be under there. So the way you do that is you click on the image. Once you click on the image again, you go to picture format. There should be an option for transparency. Now, in older versions of PowerPoint, this option is not available. So if you can't find it on your version, that's probably why. So under transparency, you can choose how transparent for it to be. Okay. So if you want to have a nice background for a particular slide that has a picture, but that is faded, this is how you can do it. And then you can write things on this as well. All right. Next. Now insert a red circle around the line's head as shown in figure 7. So let's look at figure 7. Okay, so I want to do a circle around the head of the line. So how do we do that? The way that I do that is I go to shapes. Under shapes, I pick a circle. Once I select, my computer is working a little hard. So I select a circle and then I click and drag the circle. Okay. Now I can manipulate the circle to fit the head of the line, and I want it to be a circle. Now, then once I click on the image, I can click on shape format. And here, we want the face of the line to show. So the fill, I'm gonna tell it, I don't want you to fill it. So I want it to be empty, but I want the line to be thick and red. So you go to here where it's the border, or outline is the word that they use. And I'm going to click on red and I'm going to make it thick. And you can see now that I have a red circle around the line. Okay. Next is now change the shape of the circle to an oval as shown in figure 8. This is what we want to do. So the way I would achieve that is I would click on the image. When you click on it, it will show you lines. So I would pull this that way and I'll come here and I'll pull it that way. There you go. Okay. All right. Next. Okay. Next is now change the shape. Oh, I did that already. Now bring the oval shape to the top of the slide and hide it behind the picture of the line as shown in figure 9. Okay. So let's look at figure 9. So this is what we want to achieve. Okay. All right. So first, I would click on the red oval, and then I will, oops, make sure that I've clicked on the red oval and not the other picture. And you can use your up arrow to move it, or you can actually click on the red itself and move it up. Okay, so now I've achieved my goal partially, right? I have the red circle up top, but I want this to be behind. So how do we achieve that? So to hide that behind the picture, I would click on my red oval and I would right click. And when you right click, you'll have a menu and it will give you an option to bring the picture either to the front or to the back. So I'm going to say send it to the back. So let's do that again. So good question, right? I'm having issues, right? So when I said send it to the back, it didn't go all the way to the back. The reason for that is underneath it, there is the picture as well as the wordings. So what I need to do is I need to select the picture of the tiger or the lion and bring that to the front. Uh-oh. Interesting. I'm glad I'm having this trouble because so we go to picture format. Let's change full transparency. There you go. So why was I having that problem? The reason I was having that problem was I had made the line picture to be transparent. So if the line picture is transparent, then even if I send the red to the back, it's still going to show in the transparent line. So learned a lesson there. Good. Next. Okay. Insert an arrow pointing to the lines node as shown in figure 10. This is what we want to achieve. So I go to insert. Under insert, there is shapes. There is arrows. I select the arrow. And right now it's very faint, but once I select the arrow under shape format, I can make it red and I can make it thick. Boom. Okay. What's the next step? Now have the arrow point from the right top corner. So that's what we want to achieve. So once I click on the arrow, you see 2 dots. I want to keep this point there. I'm going to pull this up like that. And that's how you can manipulate images. Okay, what's next? Now cover the lines I with a black box as shown in figure 12. That's what we want to achieve. And all these things are gonna make a difference when it comes to animation. So insert a black box. So shapes, box. Okay, right now it's blue, shape fill, black, done. Okay, next step. Make the slide title appear on a click as shown in figure 13. Okay, so now we're going to start doing animation and moving things. Okay, so what does figure 13 show? So what we're trying to achieve is when I click for the title to show up. Okay, so how do we animate that? So you click on the word that you want to animate. Okay, and then on your menu, there is a button that says animation. So under animation, typically you'll have 3 menus. So there is appearance, how you would like it to come into view. There is transition while it's in there, and then there is exit effects. Okay. So here the effect we want to use is just appear. Okay, so I've clicked on appear. When you do that, you will have a number that tells you that there is animation. So let's look at this animation. Let's come down. If I go to slideshow, if I click, now the title appears. Okay. I'm going to take a pause and see if you guys have a question on how I did that animation. Is it clear?
Yes.
Okay, good. All right.
It's
So
clear, but can we make it uneditable? The things that you make on the eye?
what can we make it what?
Uneditable.
I don't understand your question. I don't know what you mean by uneditable.
Can we make this change not to be edited by others? Or if somebody, we make like this and we give the PowerPoint for somebody. So
well, anyone who has access to PowerPoint,
give the PowerPoint for students or something. So can they just uncover this thing? And
if you give someone a PowerPoint file and they open it with PowerPoint, they have the ability to manipulate and edit and change things. If you don't want that to happen, you should probably save your PowerPoint slides as a PDF. If you give people, if you share it with people in a PDF format, then it's not editable. Dastalam, you raised your hand.
No, I didn't. I mean, I have no concern.
That was by mistake. Okay. All right, good. I know we're past 9 a.m., but I want to finish the exercise for those that are interested. I will not be offended if you have to go. So if you need to go, feel free to go. This will be recorded and the rest of the animation will be available for you. And you can watch it on our YouTube channel. But I just want to go over the rest of the exercise for those that have the time and that are interested to see me finish. But if you have to go, I completely understand. Okay? All right.
And can I say something, Bon? Because
yes.
I will need to go, but I look forward to joining you all next Saturday. So you'll receive an email on Monday with some videos to watch and an article or two to read. So I really look forward to that. And I learned something new from Dr. Bond today. So I always love when you can gain at least one piece of information, if not more, from every presentation. And the computer challenges, or the challenges manipulating images or working through PowerPoint, I'm so glad that actually you showed that it was unintended, but I think it is great for everyone to see that this is not easy. And oftentimes you're having to understand what's going wrong. How can I maybe do something differently and diagnose the problem? But it is something that you gain skills over time. So it can be frustrating at moments, but just know that it's frustrating for all of us, and you will learn and grow in your skills. So I just wanted to reemphasize that, Bond, because I think it's really an important thing to recognize.
Thank you so much, Marie, for sticking around and being here until the last minute, and for your inputs. Always, always, always appreciated. And I agree with you. I am glad I kind of struggled with that, because you know, even if you think you know how to do things, sometimes you just you'll get surprised, and you will learn from the experience. So thanks, Marie.
Oh, I'll see you all next week.
All right.
Bye-bye.
Bye. Okay. So, so we have animated the title, right? The next step is now have the slide title, the lion and the black box appear on a click in that order as shown in figure 14. Okay, now we're going to do multiple animations. So let's find figure 14 and let's see what we are supposed to do. So, okay, so first there's nothing, then the title comes, then the line comes, then the black box comes. Okay, good. So that's what we need to do. So first of all, I can get rid of my red arrow. I can get rid of my red box. I have already animated the title. So the next thing I want to animate, it is helpful if you can, to do these things in order. So the next thing I want to have come is the lion. So I'm going to click on the lion, then I'm going to click on animation, and I'm going to select, you know, there are multiple different types of effects. We're just going to stick on the basic one, which is just appearance. So I'm going to click on appear. Once I do that, hopefully then the next one that I want to animate is the black box. So I'll click on the black box and I'll click on appear. Okay, so I've done those in order. So let's see if what I have done happened successfully. Good. So it looks like I have two pictures of lions on my image. That's the problem. So let's get rid of that. Okay, so let's do it again. Image, click, lion, click, box. Is that clear? I'm going to assume that it is because nobody said anything. Okay, so now change the order of the animation to where the black box appears first, followed by the picture of the lion and then the title. So let's look at figure 15. So we want the black box to come first. We want the line to come next. And we want the title to come third. Okay. So to do that, That's interesting. I haven't had this problem before. Normally, when you click on the animation, the numbers show up. So it probably has to do with the fact that I'm doing this on Zoom. Let me try something. So I'm glad I'm having this challenge. I've never had this issue. My guess is it's because I am doing it on Zoom. Normally, when you do an animation, a number shows up that you can click on the number so that you can look at the orders of your animation. But for some reason, my numbers are not showing up. Well,
In my computer, there is a thing called move later, move LL, just adjacent to the thing that calls reorder animation.
yeah, but in my computer, to get to that menu, there it is. Now the numbers are showing. Do you see these numbers?
Yeah.
I don't know why they were not showing earlier. Can you guys see these numbers? 1, 2, 3, 4.
Yes.
Okay, so that is what shows you your order of animation. And the moment you click on them, do you see this menu that comes on the right side? Yes?
Yes.
Okay, so this is the order of my animation. So right now, the title is coming first, the picture is coming second, the rounded rectangle is coming third, and then I added an exit effect on 4. So I'm going to click on the exit effect on 4, and I'm going to delete that. Okay, but the question we were trying to do here was to change the order, right? So we want the rectangle to come first. So what you do is you click on the rectangle and you can either drag it up like I am dragging right now, or you see this arrow up here. If I click on that arrow, it's going to make it number 2. If I click on it again, it's going to make it number 1. And then what I want the picture to be number 2. So I'll click on the picture, and then the picture should be now number 2. So if we do slideshow, you'll see that now the black box appears, then the lion, then the image manipulation. Is that clear? So normally you should have, when you click on an image or whatever, if it has animation, these numbers should show up. And that's how I know to bring your animation menu right here. Okay, so a couple more and then we'll be done, okay? We've changed the order. Now make the black box disappear at the end as shown in figure 16. So let's say after we do that, we want the black box to disappear. The point of this exercise is just like you can make things appear, you can make things go away. So your animation should have 3 menus. entrance menu or entrance effect, transition effect, and then exit effect. So making something disappear is an exit effect. So under exit effect, I'm going to select dissolve out. Okay. And now it's number 4. So if we go through it, the black box comes first, the line comes, the title comes, the black box disappears. Okay. All right. We don't need to do the trapezoid. Okay. Now let's say we want the lion and the black box to appear at the same time. So how do you do that? If you want 2 things to come at the same time, the way you do that is, so right here, I have the rectangle and the picture, right? So I would click on the picture, and then on the bottom, there is a menu that says timing. So if I click under timing, I have different options. If I click on with previous, then you'll see how it's changed the number to 1. So now the lion and the rectangle are going to come at the same time. If I wanted it to come with the title, I could have said after previous, then it will come after previous, okay? But for now, we want it to come together. So let me show you what that looks like. So lion and black box appearing together, and the title coming, and then the black box disappearing.